You know that feeling, right? You're wrestling with a problem, just stuck, and then bam! Out of nowhere, the solution just clicks into place. It's that aha moment. And while it might feel a little like magic, it's actually this incredible process happening inside your brain. So let's get into the science of how your brain cooks up these amazing flashes of insight, and more importantly, why they stick with us so powerfully.
Okay, before we dive deep into the neuroscience, let's try to spark one of those moments right now. Just look at these three words on your screen: pine, crab, sauce. There's a single word out there that connects all three. Just let that puzzle simmer in the back of your mind as we go. No pressure, we'll circle back to it later. You know that feeling you're maybe searching for with that riddle? That sudden spark of realization? Well, that's what scientists call insight. And it's a really unique and powerful way our brain solves problems. It's a completely different beast from your slow, methodical, step-by-step thinking.
So think about it like this. When you solve a problem with analysis, it's kind of like that you're getting warmer game. You feel yourself making progress, getting closer and closer. But insight, that's a huge jump. 1 second you feel totally cold, completely stuck, and the very next second you're hot. The answer just appears, seemingly out of thin air.
And this is nothing new. I mean, history is just packed with these legendary eureka moments. You've got Archimedes shouting in his bathtub, Newton in the apple, the list goes on. But the really cool thing is, these moments aren't just for geniuses. We all have them. They're a really fundamental part of how we learn and make sense of the world around us.
So this raises a big question. If these moments are so random and unpredictable, how on earth do you study them in a lab? I mean, you can't just stick someone in a brain scanner and, wait for them to have a Nobel Prize-winning idea. Researchers had to get really clever to figure out a way to make these aha moments happen on demand.
And their brilliant solution was something called Mooney images. Basically, they're these tricky, high-contrast black and white pictures where an object is hidden right there in plain sight. When you first look at one, it just seems like a jumble of patterns. But your brain starts working on it, trying to rearrange the data until, pop, the hidden object suddenly emerges. That moment of recognition is the perfect little aha moment that you can actually measure in a lab.
All right, let's try one. Take a look at this. Right now, it probably just looks like a bunch of random black and white splotches, right? Your brain is scrambling, trying to find a pattern it recognizes. Just give it a second. See if anything emerges.
And there it is. It's a clown. See it now? The instant your brain flipped its interpretation from random shapes to clown, you had one of those mini insights. That is the exact mental shift that scientists wanted to capture. You went from feeling cold to hot in a fraction of a second.
So, what was actually going on inside your head during that flash of recognition? Well, researchers used fMRI scanners and discovered something fascinating. It wasn't just one little spot in the brain lighting up. Nope, the aha moment is a whole coordinated event, an entire network of brain regions all firing in sync. You can think of it like a three-part symphony. First, the part of your brain responsible for pattern recognition does the heavy lifting. It's the part that finally sees the clown. Then, almost at the exact same time, your amygdala, the emotion center, kicks in. That's what gives you that satisfying aha feeling. And right on its heels, the hippocampus, your memory hub, flags the whole experience and basically says, hey, this is important, let's save this.
So it's really that combination, seeing the new pattern, feeling good about it, and tagging it for memory that creates the full insight experience. It's so much more than just solving a puzzle. It's an emotional and deeply memorable event.
And that leads us to one of the most important things about insight. That good feeling, that little jolt of satisfaction, it's not just for kicks. It has a massive effect on our memory. Scientists even have a name for it, the insight memory advantage.
The neuropsychologist Donald Hebb put it perfectly way back in the 1940s. He said that sometimes learning isn't a slow, gradual thing. It happens in a single jump. It's an all-or-none affair. And that's exactly it. When you have an insight, that solution gets burned into your memory way more effectively than something you just learned by rote. And the research backs this up completely. They found a direct link. The bigger that burst of activity was in the brain's pattern recognition and memory-making areas during the aha moment, the more likely the person was to remember the answer days later. So in short, the stronger the aha, the stronger the memory.
But, and this is a really big but, there's a catch. That powerful feeling of certainty you get with an insight, well, it can be wrong. In the studies, people felt that aha flash for about 65% of the answers they got right. But here's the kicker. They also felt it for 40% of the answers they got wrong. So an insight feels true,
and it for sure helps you remember it, but it's no guarantee that the answer is actually correct.
Okay, so we know what's happening in the brain. We know it supercharges memory, but we also know it's not always right. So what does all of this actually mean for us, in our everyday lives? How can we put this knowledge to work?
Oh, and hey, before we get to that, let's solve that little riddle from the beginning. Pine, apple, crab, apple, apple, sauce. The word was apple. If you just got it now, I really hope you felt that little spark we've been talking about this whole time.
All right, so the big takeaway here is all about learning. When we figure something out for ourselves through insight, it's not just more satisfying, it's way more effective. The information just sticks. This is exactly why the best teachers don't just hand you the answer. They guide you, they set up the problem in a way that helps you have that aha moment for yourself. It makes learning motivating, and it literally burns that new information right into your memory.
So understanding the mechanics of insight really gives us a powerful new tool. It's not magic. It's a brain process that we can actually encourage in ourselves and in other people. So I'll leave you with this question. Now that you know how it works, how can you start creating more of these powerful, memorable aha moments for yourself and for the people you teach and work with?